Hello dear viewers, this is ERi-TV English news broadcast with me, your reporter Bersabet Tagle. Coming up are the major headlines for today. Activity assessment meeting of PFDJ in Northern Red Sea region. Third Congress of the National Union of Eritrean Women in South Sudan. Turkey agrees to withdraw troops from Syria after Moscow talks. And inflation in Germany to remain high. On your local news, the office of the PFDJ branch in the Northern Red Sea region conducted activity assessment meeting of 2022 and charted out programs for 2023 on 30 December. At the meeting, in which administrators, heads of organizations and civil servants took part, reports were presented focusing on social, economic and organization as well as on national development programs. Mr. Ahmed Jaffer, head of political affairs, and Mr. Ahmed Abdul Qadir, head of organizational affairs, indicated that commendable activities have been conducted regarding strengthening organizational capacity, contribution towards augmenting the National Trust Fund, supporting families of Madis, as well as trainings on social science, indicating that the praiseworthy activities conducted will have significant input in the implementation of programs for 2023. Mr. Razana Adonai, secretary of the PFDJ in the region, said that organizing training programs for members and ensure their participation in the national development drives are among the main activities for 2023. The participants on their part conducted extensive discussion on the reports presented and adopted various recommendations, including for strengthening contribution towards boosting the National Trust Fund and community-based popular campaigns, pointing out that the activities implemented in 2022 have been encouraging in terms of existing situations and challenges. Ms. Asmeret Abraha, governor of the region, called for reinforced participation and implementation of programs for 2023. The National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the Republic of South Sudan held its third Congress on 31st December in Juba. At the Congress, Ms. Kibra Tawalda, deputy chairperson of the Union branch, said reviving the activities of the Union branch that has been halted due to the restrictions of COVID-19 pandemic is one of the priority programs for 2023. At the occasion, YPFDJ organization, the Eritrean community and community school delivered messages of solidarity, indicating on the shining contribution of Eritrean women during the armed struggle for independence in safeguarding the national sovereignty as well as in the national development programs. Mr. Yohannes Tegle Mikael, Eritrean ambassador to South Sudan, commended the overall contribution and participation of Eritrean women in South Sudan in the national affairs. Ambassador Yohannes also expressed readiness of the embassy to stand alongside their endeavors. The Congress also elected 30 members assembly for 2 years term and adopted various recommendations. The event was highlighted by artistic and cultural performances by students of the community school and Awit cultural troupe. On your last local report, the Ministry of Health branch in the Southern Red Sea region reported that in 2022, praiseworthy effort has been conducted to control the prevalence of communicable diseases in general and that of HIV/AIDS in particular. According to Mr. Mohammed Nagus, head of promotion and information at the branch office, sustainable training programs have been organized with a view to develop the understanding of health workers engaged in controlling the prevalence of HIV/AIDS. Awareness-raising activities have been carried out to increase the understanding of the public on health issues, and voluntary counseling have been conducted. Mr. Mohammed went on to say that the training program was mainly focused on preventing and controlling HIV/AIDS, distribution of retroviral treatment to infected citizens, as well as mother and child treatment. Calling for the sustainability of the training programs, Mr. Ali Siro, Director General of Social Service in the region, expressed readiness of the regional administration to play due part in the effort. Coming up will be international news, dear viewers, after the short break. Welcome back. Turkey has agreed to fully withdraw its troops from northern Syria following tripartite talks involving Moscow, Ankara and Damascus earlier this week, Syrian newspaper Al-Watan has reported. The three countries' defense ministers met in Moscow on Wednesday for the first meeting of its kind since the outbreak of the Syrian conflict in 2011. According to the paper source in Damascus, the negotiations resulted in Turkey's consent to completely withdraw its troops from the Syrian territories that it occupies in the north of the country. According to Turkish Defense Minister, Ankara and Damascus have agreed to continue talks to deepen reconciliation. He also suggested that those negotiations could even result in a joint anti-terrorist operation involving the two countries. The Syrian side had earlier described the meeting in the Russian capital as positive, while Russia's defense ministry said the talks had been conducted in a constructive manner and stressed the need for the continuation of such engagement. On today's last report, German consumers should not expect price spikes to subside in the coming months, the Federation of German Industries said in a survey of major industry groups published by Reuters on December 30. According to the report, inflation is likely to remain high throughout the next year, and the 2% target rate set by the European Central Bank may not be reached until at least 2025. Over the summer, the European Central Bank abandoned its long-standing zero-interest rate policy and hiked the key rate in several steps to current 2.5%. Germany's annual inflation rate slowed slightly in November to 11.3% from 11.6% in October. However, according to the Secretary General of the German Confederation of Skilled Crafts and Small Businesses, a noticeable slowdown in price increases is probably not to be expected until summer 2023, but even then the price will still remain high. You're still watching ERi-TV, dear viewers, and now recap of today's major headlines. Activity assessment meeting of PFDJ in northern Red Sea region. Third Congress of the National Union of Eritrean Women in South Sudan. Turkey agrees to withdraw troops from Syria after Moscow talks. And inflation in Germany to remain high. Dear viewers, that was it for today. Thanks for watching.